What if I told you that one simple rule, just one, could take your messy pile of musical ideas and turn it into a clean, catchy, head-bobbing masterpiece? Ladies, gents, and musical prodigies of all ages, I present to you the rule of 3 in music production. This isn't just some gimmick, it's psychological, neurological, and every other illogical you can think of. But before we get all Bill Nye the Science Guy on this, do me a favor, hit that like button down below and subscribe to this channel. Got it? Great. Let's hop in. Section 1. What's the big deal with 3? The rule of 3 is a simple rule. It states that a person can only pay attention to 3 musical phrases happening at the same time. Not 4, not 27, 3 musical phrases. Songs that follow this simple outline are catchier, easier to listen to, and way more likely to be replayed. Don't think that's true? Stay tuned to see us dissect 3 highly successful songs that follow this rule. But seriously, think about it. If someone throws 10 different melodies at you in the span of 30 seconds, are you gonna remember any of it? Hell no. Research says audiences tend to remember and engage more with songs that keep it simple. Kinda like those annoyingly catchy commercials that glue themselves into your brain. Now, if you're asking yourself what 3 things you should include playing in your song at any one time, you're asking the right question. Here are the 3 things that are most important. Number 1. The main melody. This is a tune that people will hum in the shower, embarrassingly mess up at karaoke, and belt out in their cars. And just like you can't make a sandwich without bread, you can't make a song without a melody. Unless, of course, you're into keto or something. Which case, who am I to judge? But let's be real, a lettuce wrap is not a sandwich, and a bunch of random noises is not a song. Essential Part 2. The counter melody. It complements the main melody without overpowering it and outlines the chords of the song to further reinforce the key. This isn't a solo. It's a supportive best friend who helps the main melody shine. And number 3, the rhythmic motif. It's the part no one notices until it's missing. It provides structure, a sense of completeness, and adding just the right amount of crunch and smoothness to your sandwich. I mean, track or song. It's the beat or pattern that sticks, making people tap their feet even if they're rhythmically challenged. When you put these 3 together, the main melody, counter melody, and rhythmic motif, you get a song that's balanced, engaging, and easy to digest. Now that we've dissected this rule like a frog in a high school biology class, let's apply it to some real-world examples. And don't worry, no frogs were harmed in the making of this video. To avoid the copyright gods of YouTube, I'll be playing these melodies on the piano and singing them to remind you of the song without angering the almighty YouTube divinities. First song is Shape of You by Ed Sheeran. I'm in love with the shape of you, I push and pull like a magnet too, and though my heart is falling too, I'm in love with your body. Listen closely and you'll hear a main melody that sticks like super glue, and a counter melody that enriches without being a show-off, and then a rhythmic motif that's as addictive as that one-click buying option on Amazon. It's simple, but it's got depth. Let's go on to song 2. The next song is Titanium by David Guetta featuring Sia. I'm bulletproof, nothing to lose. We'll fire away, ricochet, you take your aim, we'll fire away. Even in the world of synths and electronic beats, the rule of 3 holds up. Melody, anthemic. The counter melody, sublime. And the rhythmic motif, let's just say it's the reason you can't sit still when this track plays. Song number 3 is a classic rock song, Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen. Even in this epic track, you can pick out 3 primary musical phrases that hold the piece together. That's true throughout almost the entire song. Let me play a snippet so you know what I mean. Is this the real life, or is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide, no escape from reality. Open your eyes, look up to the skies and see. Yes, it's a musical smorgasbord, but even a buffet is best enjoyed when you don't pile everything onto one plate. So what's the common thread between all of these songs? Simplicity. They all have more going on, sure. But at their core, they stick to the rule of 3. It's like they knew that overwhelming your senses is like feeding you a 5-course meal when all you wanted was some goddamn street taco. But how can we apply these same principles to our songs? Listen, it's totally possible to add layers and textures without turning your track into a hot mess of confusion. How? Well, let's dive in. The first tip is layering. Add layers, but make sure they don't all scream for attention at the same time. One should always lead while the others provide backup. If you want a thicker sound, try layering the exact same notes with multiple instruments. This will leave space for the actually important ideas. Tip 2. Dynamic changes. Use volume, pitch, and tempo to distinguish between your primary and secondary layers. The rule of 3 applies to your focal points, not the subtle nuance. And tip number 3, baton pass melodies. Don't start a new melody idea until the last one has ended. Keep your listeners constantly engaged by passing the melody off to a new one. So there it is, the rule of 3, dissected and applied. Remember, your audience isn't an octopus. They can't grasp 8 things at once. Now for your homework. Yes, you heard me right, homework. This isn't a charity, it's a school of hard knocks. Take a track you're working on and see if you're overwhelming your listeners by making them juggle too many balls. Simplify, re-listen, and then pat yourself on the back because you just upgraded your music game. And if you found value in this video, don't forget to hit the like button. Share it with all your music-loving friends, and of course, subscribe for more mind-blowing content.